Alright, forgive the background. I'm in the process of moving right now. But I don't know, today it's been a lot of revelations. A lot of revelations. A lot of pieces that were left not misunderstood or not explained. It's been like those type of revelations. Like it's a whole lot. I'm gonna try to break it down the best way I can. Sorry about the background. We rolling. I'm just thinking about God's goodness and the grace and the mercy, and how a lot of things don't make sense to other people that you do. It's gonna look weird, it's gonna look crazy, it's gonna look strange. People are going to want to do what people do and label your life, your situation, even you, in a way that is not true. But that's what humans do. We have this tendency to, if we don't understand something or something is unexplainable, we feel like we need to, for one. We don't need to explain anything, or some things just don't need an explanation or to be defined. Everything is not meant to be defined in any kind of way, but it just makes us feel comforted in the knowing rather than the unknowing. So I kind of challenge you to get to a point where, now this requires a couple of things though to be able to do this, but you can. It's mind control, being able to control your mind. Remember who you are as you're learning who you are. That's the foundational part. That's one of the foundational things. Remember who you are. Know who you are. If you know you've gone through things and you've overcome, okay, you're an overcomer. You're strong. You possess a lot of strength. If you're able to navigate tough situations, you are innovative. You are adaptable. You are flexible. Those are your truths. That's part of who you are. If you find it easy to come up with new ideas or new ideas for other people, then you are creative. Know who you are. If you've been hurt or you've been wronged and you've been able to let that go and still see value within yourself, then you know that you are blessed. And you're free. Okay, these are basic fundamental things. Those are things because the fundamental is without materials things. There are very untangibles that contain the foundation, which is more on the spiritual level of things. Because when you think of foundation, you think of laying down the bricks. But the bricks on the intangible side are things that cannot be taken away from you. Your strength, your creativity, your courage, your tenacity. That's what makes you solid. That's what makes you who you are. Let me go back to what I was saying though. What started that about the fundamental? Thinking about God's goodness, grace, and mercy. And how people will label however they need to label. But this is why it's important to have a strong relationship with God, because even in times where we can sometimes get lost in translation and get lost in those labels, and He'll bring you right back to where you are in the way that you need it. It's an individual thing. For example, the way that God works with me when He needs me to do something, He does it in the most gentle way. And I'm not the only one He does this for. I've heard other people say that He does this for them. But I've been getting the revelation about why He does it that way. sometimes in life there's so much suffering that we go through. There's so much trauma and pain that we go through. And a lot of times we're close. Oh, thank you, Holy Spirit. A lot of times we're already close to the edge. So picture this. You're driving, maybe you're on the highway, and you're coming over an overpass and you see someone hanging over the edge of the overpass. Whatever's underneath. It could be water if you want to picture it that way, or it could be concrete. And this person's basically feeling like they're at the end. They don't have anything else to go on for. They feel like they lack passion. They feel like they lack motivation. And you see them, and your instinct is to save them, right? When you approach this person, you're not going to approach them in an angry way. You're not going to be like, if you don't get down right now, what are you doing? No, because you're validating how they already feel. And a lot of us do this with people that we're close to. Whether they have a positive or a negative perception of us, how we respond or how we react to them can sometimes validate how they view us. Therefore, a label gets created. Some people are so used to pain and trauma that when you don't match up to that, they will make you fit that so that they feel comforted in knowing that this feels familiar. You're going to leave like everybody else, and you do everything to show that you're not thinking about leaving, you don't plan to leave, and they will start to consciously or unconsciously create problems that are not there. And in your mind, you're thinking, what are you doing? And it's frustrating you, it's making you upset. And as you respond in that way, it's validating what they already felt, that you would be irritated by them, that you would be annoyed by them because you couldn't control, or you couldn't control yourself or your emotions. And you weren't being compassionate enough to see on their side or their end of things. Now, we can't control people. We can't make people see things. This is why it goes to, there are a lot of things that are meant to be, but it don't always mean that it's meant to last. There's a difference. We have a lot of meant to be situations, but the outcome may be a very short-lived experience. Or at least sometimes it starts intentionally like that, and then it, humans, we gotta mess stuff up. But the person's on the bridge, on the overpass, and they're ready to jump. But how God is with us when He wants us to do something that He knows is beneficial for us, or that is part of what He has for us. That person, and it's weird, y'all, I'm actually over an overpass right now. That's so great. Oh, it's two of them. Okay, great. I'm talking to two people then. And it's like, they're on the edge. They're ready to jump. They're like, I don't get the point of this. What is all this about? When does this pain stop? When does the suffering stop? And God's not the one that's running up angry, trying to yell at you to get down. No, He's gentle. He talks to you in a way that reminds you that you are loved, that you are cared, that you are valued, that you are worthy. And He's patient. He's patient. He will allow you to allow that good feeling of His love to flow over you, that peace that you feel, to where you want to cleave closer to that. And what happens is, as you grow that relationship with God and you get closer to Him, you're further and further away from the edge. And before you know it, you're in His arms. You're no longer worried about running away from your pain or your problems or your troubles. You've run to Him. He's gentle in His correction, and He gives you opportunity to choose Him, or choose the other the other side of your situation in His timing. right now I'm thinking about, I was talking to somebody recently, and when they were talking about God, they were like, what did they say, like him, her. It's like sometimes I just call him it because he has both masculine and feminine qualities and properties. And I'm like, yeah, because he's the all. Like, whatever you feel comforted in, it's like the more you get that connection, it's like you feel that. It's both masculine and where I'm going to take control of this situation with the best interests of all involved. But the feminine part is like the nurturing, the compassion, the gentleness, the forgiveness, the patience. It's like all encompassing. That's what God is, all encompassing. He knows how to be what you need, but still being true to who he is. So try not to get caught up in the labels. Try to let go of any past labels that people have given you. People have given me labels and things, and I almost got caught up in that in my mind. And I had to switch my mind back slowly but surely to remember who I am, all because somebody said something that cut so deep. People say words can't hurt, but words can hurt when you're very sensitive or you're pure at heart. Over time, you learn how to let things go and to not hold on to things, but it's not always that easy. Letting go is not always that easy. But the more that you learn, and the more that you let the knowledge that you learn sink in to become wisdom, it is easier. It's still a process nonetheless, but it becomes easier. You're able to fully understand, hey, this is where this person is in their life, and this is how they think of them. I didn't know what I know. I didn't know then what I know now. I didn't know that people were spewing some of their own self-hatred at me, and why I had the capacity to withhold things that... Got a video, got a call coming. I was able to withhold certain things that out of my frustration, not say things that hurt, because I know what it feels like to be spoken ill against. I know what it feels like to have people that you love, that you want to go to for safety and for comfort, and they push you out into nothingness. They're not there, they're not supportive, all because it's more comforting for them that they are not face to face with you, but able to see your back, because that's the comfort, that's where they are, that's all that they know. And I had to be okay with letting people keep whatever perception of me, or whatever perception or a viewpoint that they have of the world. I had to allow people to be them. I spent so much time trying to figure out, how is it that they could just say that to me, but I bite my tongue. It's like I get so frustrated or so upset, and I know that it's not in me to be that way towards people. And that was hurtful for me for a very long time, that it's like, why is that so hard to do? Like, why is it that your intention is to cut me down to feel how you feel, rather than pour into that person, or at least withhold certain things that maybe you might think, or you might want to clap back, and you're like, something just keeps your mouth shut. It's certain things that I had to utilize for myself to be able to realize, hey, this is where this person is, and you still have a choice in this matter. You can respond, you can react, or you can stay silent. Because eventually everybody has a mirror that's held up, and we can push it off or turn it around and let it face other people and say, hey, no, this isn't me, this is you, until everybody can think that they can outrun that, but you can't. And that's something that they have to work with God with. So try to let go of any label that might be holding you back from seeing yourself clearly. Ask God to remove people if you need to, so that you can see clearly, not just who you are, but to see the vision that he has for your life. Some people want to see more about the vision that God has for them, but you, in front of that, you have everybody talking against you. Ask God to quiet their words. Even if you're not talking to people, their words are still ringing in your head. If this resonates with you, ask God to cease that, to cause that to be still, to be quiet, so that you can hear him. And the more that you seek him, that's when you get help with that. Because the closer you get to him, it's more calm, it's more peaceful, there's more clarity. So today's challenge is, before you start your day, take at least 5 minutes to pray, to read God's word, or just to sit in silence, and with the intention that you want to have a conversation with God. Your mind is going to want to imagine what he's saying, or you may think about what you need to say. Sometimes you don't have to say anything. You're talking about God that knows your heart, your mind, knows everything about you, to the number of strands of hair on your head. You don't really need to say anything, even if you're just getting started. As you get more comfortable or get more familiar, because eventually it becomes just like a conversation. God is gentle. He's not forceful. He doesn't make you anxious. He doesn't make you worried or concerned. That's not God. If you don't believe me, try it. You got to be able to have that relationship yourself, because I can only speak from my experience in my relationship. But everybody has their own unique relationship with God. And I'm just encouraging you to cultivate yours with him. So, I don't know, y'all. That's what I got for now. I just was thinking about that. I just had a experience with somebody, and this is what came to mind after the fact. I told this person, they invited me into their circle in a way, or into their world, their experience of life. And I said no, because I'm trying to stay focused right now. And this revelation came, like, I just want to focus on doing what I'm being guided to do. And this is what I feel like God needs me to do right now, because it's almost like, too, when you've lost something for a while and then you find it, it hit different. It is different. And you want to enjoy that and spend time cultivating that and allowing yourself to release, heal, let go, whatever it is that you think you need, forgive, or even just to work on what you're supposed to be doing in this life. And sometimes it's just to be free. Like, be free for a while, especially if you've already done the work, or you need a break from the work, in whatever capacity that is, or whatever area of life that refers to. Just enjoy for a minute. And sometimes just rest. Just rest. I've realized that I've given so much of myself. Most of my life, I have always been of service in one regard or another. And this season for me has been about rest. I thought it meant work harder. I thought thought it meant do more, but that's just the program that I've been operating off of. But I started having negative side effects like tired, feeling burnt out, feeling overwhelmed, but feeling like I had finally got a little more stable or balanced in my life. But it's like, this still ain't it. I still feel like there's something missing or still not fulfilled. Because I needed rest. And guess what that rest looks like to everybody else? It looked like laziness. It looks like fear. It looks like being lost. It looks like head not on straight. It looks like lack of focus on priorities. And to get to a point where none of that bothers me, because I know what I'm capable of. Through my relationship with God, I've been tested. We're all going to be tested in some way, shape, or form. Sometimes I've gone through the same test multiple times in order to get it, but that's the grace. I'm not just going to dismiss you because you failed one time. I know what you're trying to do. Do it again. Try it again. Try it again. That's the cultivating part. That's the pruning. That's the pruning part. I've heard people say that before, but in this moment, I'm recognizing what that actually is. And I know the times where I'm tested to let God reveal Himself. I've been asked to let a lot of things go. The first time I actually thought something was wrong until God said, just wait, and gave it all back to me. Everything that He asked me to let go, He gave it all back to me. And you know what? Those people that were around me when all that happened, some of them probably still have the same label of me to this day. Even with physical proof. There are some people that still look at me like I'm an enemy. And I've never once looked at them like that. It sucks that they may be stuck in their ways, that they refuse to change. I feel more sadness or compassion than I do look at them like an enemy. Because they don't have anything that I want as much as they have. Because God knows exactly what it is that I need and I desire. And they can't give it to me. Only God can. Only God can give me. It takes one God idea to have everything you want and need and desire. It just takes one. And then it takes us to pursue it and to have action behind it. And then one day you look and you ask yourself, do I even deserve all this? Or where did all this come from? Or I can't believe I'm here. Stay focused on the vision. Don't get distracted. There's a lot of people that have been saying they've been feeling distracted or experiencing a lack of focus. And it's okay. Just when you remember, just get back focused, get back on track. And work on that relationship. Alright, y'all. I'm about to go because I just realized that I think I had the GPS on, but I'm not sure, and I'm trying to find this address. So, but I know that this was meant to be. So I will catch you guys again soon.